Welcome to another episode of the Cat Breeding for Beginners podcast. I'm Pamela and I breed British Shorthairs in Perth, Western Australia. I have a real passion for cat breeding and exhibiting, and I want to share my knowledge and experience with you. I'm on a mission to help new cat breeders go from feeling intimidated, confused and having trouble getting started to confidently breeding happy and healthy cats whilst enjoying this amazing hobby. Before we get started, make sure you visit my website and download your copy of my helpful guide, Advice to New Breeders, where experienced breeders share some great tips they wish someone told them when they started breeding. You can find the link on my homepage at www.catbreedingforbeginners.com. Just look for the picture of Angelica with her kittens. When you start out as a new breeder, you don't necessarily think about something that's coming up on the horizon that's going to be very difficult for you, and that is the rehoming of your adult cats. Now, we really all need to do this because at some stage you're going to get to the point where you have adults that you've retired and you have younger cats that you're going to be breeding from, and you just can't keep them all. Keeping them all leads to situations we don't want, which include cat hoarding, but it's really, really difficult. You don't think about it when you first get started, but it's something you should be thinking about when you first get started because it's going to be pretty difficult to do. Now, this is something that I talk about in my resource that you can download from my website, which is Advice to New Cat Breeders, where I've got some experienced breeders who have given their best pieces of advice to new people that are coming into this hobby. So if you haven't got that, you can grab that from my website, which is www.catbreedingforbeginners.com. Go have a look and check it out. One of the things I talk about is the idea of having to rehome your cats. And you just can't keep them all. You can't keep all of your first cats, and you can't keep cats later on as well. You're going to have to deal with rehoming. And rehoming is a really difficult thing to deal with. But I want to tell you, the way I think about it and the way I try to wrap my head around it is that it's actually 3 gifts in one. It's 3 special gifts in one. The first gift is the gift to the cat. You're actually gifting that cat a pet home. You're gifting that cat the opportunity to be the only cat that sleeps on the bed, or maybe they've got 1 or 2 cats. It's going to be spoilt in terms of its food. It's going to be spoilt in terms of the attention that it gets. Now, I give my cats a lot of attention, but I do not give them as much attention as a pet cat gets because I can't go around and give them all of that attention in one day and be able to work, basically. So no matter what, my cats, as much as I want them to be, getting as much attention as possible, they won't get as much attention if they stay with me. And even though I love them very much, there's someone out there that can give them their undivided attention. So it's a gift to the cat. You're going to gift that cat, really special love and care. And then you're also giving a gift to the person that's going to get that cat. Because if you're like me and you love your cats, then someone else is going to love them very much too. And they're going to bring someone a lot of joy. And a cat that's in a cattery situation or a breeding situation doesn't get to be fully expressing itself like a cat that might be in a home environment. So these cats are now going to have the free run of the house. They're going to be able to choose the bed they want to sleep on. Their owners are going to absolutely adore them. And you're going to make somebody really happy by letting them have that cat. So that's the second gift. You're giving the gift to the cat as the first gift, and the second gift is the gift that you're giving to the owner of that cat. And those are 2 really special things. The third gift is actually the gift that you're going to be giving yourself. Now, this is where it's something that we never ever talk about and never ever really think about. But I want to put it out there so that you can actually think about it, especially at the beginning when you're starting to breed cats. It is actually a gift to yourself as well, because as much as you love them, that cat is taking up a space and it's taking your effort to keep that cat. You have to clean a tray for that cat. You have to feed that cat. You have to put fresh water out for that cat. You have to groom that cat. You have to clean up after that cat. There are so many things you have to do for that cat. And if that cat goes to a new home, you don't have to do those things anymore. As much as you love them, it is still a gift to yourself to do that. There's also the gift of all of the costs of that cat. Now, that cat, you're no longer going to be paying the vet bills for that cat. You're no longer going to be paying for the litter for that cat. You're no longer going to be paying for the food for that cat. And even though it sounds, quite I don't know, controversial, I guess, for me to say these things because we think of ourselves as hobby breeders, which we are, and it's not about a business, it's not about money, but this is the reality of it. Everything, our hobbies do cost us money, and when the cat goes to a new home, that cat no longer costs you that money. And the next thing is, this one is really something that I focus on when I'm rehoming cats. The thing that it's also going to give you as a gift is that you are no longer going to be the person who's saying goodbye to that cat. When that cat gets to the end of its life, and hopefully that's a long, long time away, the owner of that cat is going to go through that journey with the cat. And I think that's part of pet ownership. That's actually, even though it's a very sad part of pet ownership, it's a rewarding part of pet ownership to be the person that cares for them into their old age and then says goodbye. It's devastating, but it's kind of like something you go through and it makes you stronger kind of thing. Now, if you have a lot of older cats, and this is my situation, I do have a lot of older cats, I have to do this a lot. And it's got to the point where I have to not think about it too much because it will break me. And, it's desperately sad when someone contacts me and says, oh, this cat that we have from you is 15 years old and she passed away yesterday. That devastates me, but not as much as if it had have been in my care at the time. So the gift I'm giving myself is that I don't have to go through that over and over and over. And whilst that might seem that that's not really a gift to be giving someone else, I think it kind of is, because it's part of the life cycle of having a pet. It's something that you go through, and I don't know, I can't really put words around that, about how I feel about that. It's a negative thing to be giving to somebody, but it's also a positive thing, because it's the exchange that they have for all the love that animal's given them during its lifetime. And so that's the gifts, really. That's the 3 gifts. That you give the cat a gift, it goes to its and has a wonderful pet life. You give the new owner a gift because they're getting this cat that they're going to love and it's going to bring them a lot of joy. And you're giving yourself a gift because, and I don't want it to sound like I'm saying you're offloading it or getting it off your hands. I don't want it to be like that. But it is still, the reality is, and you might as well say it, the reality is that you no longer have to be the primary person caring for that cat. That's a gift to yourself as well. So, that's the 3 gifts of rehoming. Rehoming is really difficult, but if you can focus on those 3 things, I think it might make it a little bit easier for you. And when you first start breeding, you really do need to remember that this is something that's on the horizon for you and is going to be something that you're going to have to deal with. So hopefully that was a little bit of helpful advice for you there. And like I said, go download that resource if you haven't already done so. It's on my website. It's got a lot of information and advice from other breeders, and I'd love you to share it too. Okay, bye. Thanks for listening. Make sure you visit www.catbreedingforbeginners.com, where you can find articles, guides, courses and more. Plus, make sure you check out my amazing New Cat Breeders Club. It's a supportive space where new cat breeders can learn, share and help each other. I only take new members a few times a year, so sign up to make sure you don't miss out.